Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the EEARSS podcast produced by Terrier TV here at Titusville High School. I am Frank. That is Bill. That is Cindy. Cindy, we're super blessed to have you back in the room.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you here. What's been going on, guys?
It's cold out.
Did you see the news?
No,
What
wait,
about the news?
there's news?
There's like a 20% chance we're going to get snow flurries.
Oh,
Things that don't happen in Central Florida 101. There you go.
I promised. I saw it earlier.
When?
This weekend.
This weekend?
It
Yeah.
would be
Saturday?
Friday night, Saturday morning. Saturday morning, there's precipitation coming. There's a front moving through, and that's when we're going to get down in the 20s.
I am going to do everything in my power to go out and catch an alligator in the snow. I'm putting that out there right now. I'm going to see if I can work it out. Like, I want to
There
have
you go.
snow in my beard catching an alligator. I'm not asking for a whole lot, but I want to be, somehow I want to work this out.
Okay, well. Now,
That's a magical moment in my
remember,
life.
Now's your chance.
that's trivia night. So, you know,
Oh, yeah, never
So
mind.
you
Never
gotta-
mind.
Here
you
I
got-
go
you
ruining
could-
it again.
you could do it again. You could
After
go.
trivia.
Yes.
Yes, after
Well,
trivia.
no. It's gonna.
Before
the
trivia.
snow's gonna be in the morning.
Oh, well, there you go.
Trivia's
See,
in
I
the
can still work
evening,
this out.
So you can
Yeah.
work it out. It'll
I'll make
be
this
there.
work. Okay.
So yeah, it'll be in the morning if it happens at all. I remember
That's
a few
crazy.
Years ago. I remember it happening. I was standing and I'm from New England, so I know what snow is, and it was snow, but it didn't stick anywhere. I mean, it was spitting it, and which in Florida, that's
Our
especially
guest coming
here.
up here saying he's driving across ice-filled lakes.
That sounds awful.
No, it sounds like I'm in. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you need four-wheel drive for that? I don't know. Like, I'll lock the
I don't
four.
know.
I'll
we'll
lock
have
the
to
hubs
ask.
in.
We can ask him.
Yeah, I'll lock the hubs in. I'm good for that. But all right, you guys ready to jump in this?
Yeah, let's do it.
So today on the podcast, we are blessed to be joined by Joe Lasher. Joe, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me, y'all.
Dude, so I was, I went to this concert in Cocoa Village. Man, how long ago was this? I want to say it was 6 months ago or so. And went there to watch Chris Janson. And little did I know, I was actually there to watch Joe Lasher. Because I was like, man, this dude is electric. He is lighting it up. He was getting after it. I'm like, this is the dude we need to have for EcoFest. Like, this is the guy.
Oh, okay.
And at that point, I was sold, Joe. And at that point, I was tracking you down.
Well, it's so funny because I wasn't even supposed to be on that show that day. They called me the night before or the evening before, and I was actually on a bass boat in Georgia bass fishing. And they said that I think it was supposed to be the Marshall Tucker Band was supposed to be there. And one of the guys, something happened. They had an emergency in the band, and Jansen called me. He said, hey, can you come to Florida tomorrow and play a show? So it was this whole deal. I had to get my bass boat towed back to Nashville, and I hopped on a plane and flew. All I had was flip-flops, and I know that's okay with you, but for me, I'm not a flip-flop guy. So I went down, I landed there, I went into a boot barn, bought some new boots, some jeans, just some clothes to come play a show, borrowed a guitar, and played that show. So it's funny how things work out.
I
That
feel
is-
like that could be its own country song.
That maybe should be a country song. That's pretty jam
There
up.
you go. Yeah.
Joe, so tell us a little bit about how you, like where you grew up and how you got into the world of music.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was born and raised outside of Asheville, North Carolina, up in the mountains, and started playing guitar, in high school and whatnot. Kind of the classic cliche story. I played football, broke my leg, picked up a guitar, started playing in pizza restaurants, and man, next thing you know, the whole world of music opened up. Started touring regionally, built up a great following and fan base in the area, started getting sponsorship support, and it just kind of naturally snowballed into where I am now. I moved to Nashville almost 10 years ago, and man, I've been out here kicking it ever since. It's the only job I've ever had.
So you've been performing since you were in high school.
Yeah, I was that kid who would miss school on Friday, then have to make up the class on Saturday morning. I was always out playing in bars and casinos and places I wasn't even old enough to get into, playing shows every weekend. Luckily, my principal was really cool, and he could see that was the path I had chosen, and he allowed me to make it happen. So it was great.
What were those early days of performing like, and how did that prepare you to the stages you're playing on now?
Back then, a teenager playing music. Are you kidding me? I was living the high life. I felt like a rock star. And then things change once you grow up and you start doing it to really pay the bills. And but those early years really shaped who I am today. Like these shows that I'm on tour with Chris Janson right now, if it hadn't have been for those early years of playing 3 and 4 hours a night, there's no way I would be confident to walk out in front of 2, 3, 4,000 people, just me and a guitar, and be able to entertain that crowd for up to an hour, and try and get them, captivated and really get their attention so they hear the lyrics that I write and the songs that I'm performing. Without those early years, it wouldn't be like it is now.
Yeah, I was going to say, it takes a special person to be, like that concert we watched that day when you opened. You got everybody kind of sitting there kind of wondering what's going to be what's going to be going on? And you walk out there by yourself and light the place up. That's got to take a real extra set of charisma to make that happen.
It's not easy to do, but once you fall in love with it, it's like it becomes second nature. And all I try to do, I don't try to impress anybody with my voice or any kind of craziness. I just want people to say, hey, I want to hang out with that guy. You know what I mean? And ever since I just started talking to people like we're all friends up there, that's how I've always done it, because that's really how I am. Don't get me started. If you start talking to me and you crack open a beer or something, I'm probably going to hang around for way longer than you want me to. So it's easy for me to get up there and just be friends with everybody.
So now, how long does it, or does this even affect you? Do you have a certain amount of time that it takes you to like read a room, and then you feel like, okay, well, this audience responds to, a different part of my act? Do you ever cater the show for the room?
Yes. Yeah, that's kind of one of those things where a lot of the times it's weird, man. It's like Thursday night shows compared to Saturday night shows.
Right. Oh, yeah.
It's just people are in different mindsets. But usually you can tell right when you walk out on stage. And it's funny. I either say this is a Broadway rowdy crowd or this is a Grand Ole Opry listening crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You can
so
definitely.
You feel that pretty much right from the get-go.
Yeah. Honestly, you can tell before you even walk out on stage. You just peek out from behind the curtain and you can tell. If people are, rowdy, if the pre-show playlist is playing something good, some Leonard Skinner or something, usually it gets people fired up. If it's quiet out there and they're just really ready to listen to the songs. And, if you're playing in a theater, people are there to sit down and listen. If you're playing at an amphitheater like you saw me at, Frank, people were there to party,
Yeah.
Yeah, people were there definitely to party. There's no doubt about it. That was a rowdy crowd.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I know you do a lot of songwriting also. Can you tell us a little bit about that and kind of where you draw that stuff from?
Yeah, man. It's funny you say that. I'm actually at a co-writer's house right now. We just wrote a song, and it's a good one. Hopefully I might play it when I come down there in May.
Awesome.
But, yeah, the songwriting industry, that's something I knew that I had to write songs to do this career. Like if I was going to move to Nashville, I have to learn how to write songs. And, I really fell in love with it. And I feel like it embraced me as much as I embraced it. And don't get me wrong, it's hard. It's a hard industry, but after 10 years, I'm really finally starting to see some really good success with it. And a lot of great opportunities starting to blossom with it. And it's not as easy as it sounds writing songs. I'll tell you that.
I knew a guy who was a songwriter, and one of his things was he had to write for a certain amount of time each day. He had a discipline to do that. And he said some days it just flows, some days it's hard. But he had to make himself do that. Do you do something like that?
Yeah, it's very structured, really. I mean, it's 3 to 5 times a week. We meet in an office on Music Row, and at 11 a.m. Every day starts at 11 a.m. We sit down, me and however many people are in the room, usually 1 or 2 more, and kick around ideas. And of course, I write songs for myself, but we spend a lot of times writing for other artists. That's the whole industry of it. So we know when Blake Shelton or Luke Bryan, we know when they're looking for songs. So we will write a song tailored towards that artist to turn in and pitch to that artist for them to pick it up.
Wow. Okay,
Okay.
that's pretty neat. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing. I guess I never understood how the songwriting world worked.
Yeah, it's a structured business. I won't say it's too structured, but it's it's definitely an industry, and it's all about who you know and how you can get your song heard by the right producer or the right artist to record the thing.
Now, what was your, like, on the music side, on you performing side, what was your breakthrough? You remember where it happened or how it happened? And the same question with the songwriting.
Yeah, the artist side of things, when I still was local to North Carolina, the big iHeart radio stations started playing my songs in full rotation. Like you would hear Florida Georgia Line, you'd hear Luke Bryan, then you'd hear me, then you'd hear Blake Shelton. And that really lifted my career up from the artist side of things. Songwriting, I'd say, I just mentioned a minute ago, it's all about who you know. And Chris Janson has been kind of my biggest wingman. He's really helped me out. He bought a cabin beside my house, and I live on 200 acres just west of Nashville. And so he bought a little rental cabin out by my place, and a storm came through, which we get bad storms out here. Snow, not so often, but tornadoes and wind, we get all that. And a tree had fallen on Chris's brand new fence that he built. And I hit him up. I said, hey, I can go clean this up, because he was actually in Florida at the time. And next thing you know, here I am starting to clean up this tree that had fallen down. Then I start mowing the grass over there. And this was all before Chris knew I was a songwriter. And one day he asked me what I do. I said, well, I'm a songwriter. And they had me send him some songs. They said, hey, send us a file of songs. We want to hear them. And 2 hours later, I had 2 publishing deal offers from the biggest publishers in Nashville. And that really kicked off my songwriting career.
Man, if that's not meant to be, I don't know what is.
It's a crazy story, but everybody, you're just always looking for lucky breaks,
Wow, that's
There you go,
unbelievable. It can be the littlest thing, can it?
It's why you always say yes. Take every opportunity you can. I mowed grass for a whole summer just to get a chance at a publishing deal. So there you go.
I think it's part of being a good person too. When you kind of put yourself out there like that, helping people, good things come from it. There's no way around it.
Exactly. Be good to people, and life will be good to you.
So I know you're kind of an outdoorsman. You said you do a lot of fishing. You do a lot of hunting too.
I do, yeah. I've managed the property that I'm on for mainly deer hunting, and I do all the food plots and try and do all the stuff to keep the deer herd healthy on the farm. And then fishing, of course, I love.
Tell us a little bit. Was that something that started as an early age? Tell us a little bit about that.
It is, yeah. That ran in my family. I come from a long line of outdoorsmen, and I just kind of naturally picked up on that. I didn't play high school baseball because it was turkey season, and I love turkey hunting. So, coach didn't understand why I didn't come to tryouts. It's because I found something I like to do more,
That's legit, yeah.
Yeah, it's always kind of been something I do, and I love it right now, and I'm hoping I can keep doing it forever.
So, okay, we have a lot of families, a lot of kids that listen to this show. If there's somebody out there, that is a young version of you and is thinking about, okay, jumping into the world of country music, what's the suggestion? What would you turn them to? Where would you point them?
These days, it's so crazy. There are so many different avenues that people are being discovered for their music. Social media being a big one. It's really where it's all happening these days. And that came after I was playing in bars and casinos every weekend, and now kids are just playing in their bedrooms, posting videos and becoming superstars. It's crazy how it's changed. But I guess from my point of view is get used to hearing the word no. And if you can get used to hearing no and taking it on the chin, as long as you're the last man standing and don't quit, eventually you'll get there.
This is something I was thinking about earlier. With the world we currently live in, AI, dear Lord, man, everybody's using AI for everything. what kind of impact is that having on songwriting? Because I know it's rocking everybody else's world. In my opinion, you can never have too much of the human touch in something, which AI just can't provide. And you hear all this stuff, and you're like, man, it's gotta be really wrecking everybody's worlds.
It has really turned the songwriting industry, really all music production, engineering, songwriting. It's turned it sideways, and people are just trying to figure out every facet of music is trying to figure out how to adapt to the new ways. Because I mean, it's not going anywhere. AI is going to be embraced. So, it's kind of, we're in this weird phase right now where we're figuring out how to use it to better ourselves versus hinder us, And from the songwriting standpoint, now we write songs, and used to we had to book demo sessions. So we would book the studio, and we would go in and we'd hand them 5 songs, and the musicians would track those 5 songs. And then what comes with that? A big bill on the back end, something we have to pay for, and it costs a lot of money to do that. Well, now we can write a song, upload it into AI, tell it what kind of demo we want, and in 10 seconds it'll spit out something that we used to pay $3,000 for.
Wow.
So in that instance, I like it, right? It saves us money. We can do it. But you're right on the human touch. It's not there. It's not, AI is not going to be able to write songs the way that we do. It might be able to make them sound like hits, but as far as, real emotion and capturing real human feelings and emotion in a song, it's not there yet, and I don't think it ever will be.
Yeah, you can't make up for that. There's no computer that's gonna be able to do that.
Exactly.
All right, so we have you booked for May 23rd down here in Cocoa, Florida, in Cocoa Village. Tell us a little bit about your first experience down here and what you're excited about this trip.
Well, I learned that when you're in Cocoa, Florida, you don't call it Cocoa Beach.
Oh,
Yes.
No, you do not.
Even though
You
it's right
did.
across the
Yeah,
bridge.
you did,
you
yes.
don't. I did do that, and I will not do that again. I might joke about it, but I won't do it again. That first time.
That was the only hiccup. Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. There's so much good food right there and all that. Of course, I went over. There's a pizza restaurant, I think, right beside there. I went there. It was great.
Yeah, Ryan's.
And,
yep.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the first time was good. I think this time's going to be even better because I've been there before, and now I know you guys and have friends down there. So I actually am going to bring my family down.
Yes, I love it.
Great. My wife is amazing. We've been married almost 6 years now, and we've got a 2-year-old daughter, and we'll bring her, and we just so happen we're pretty close to Disney there, so maybe we'll pop over there for a day.
Yep, 45 minutes away, man. It's just barely even a hike.
I know that's what my wife and daughter are going to want to do. I just want to go sit in the sand all week.
We will take you guys on an adventure. I promise you that. But
absolutely,
Joe, man, we're so excited about this. We can't thank you enough for taking the time to jump on here and chat about this and promote it and just promote you, because, dude, it's, for me, there's nothing better than having good people on this show and promoting good people doing great things, and you check all those boxes, buddy.
Well, vice versa. Y'all having me down there and booking me on this event, the exposure down there in Florida, the things, this podcast and everything y'all are doing for me carry more weight for my career than you even know. So thank y'all for the opportunity. And I've enjoyed learning what y'all do, and with EEARSS and, EcoFest, and just kind of learning. I actually listened to some of the podcasts before I got on with you guys just to hear what it was like. And I really got invested in the things y'all talk about with the conservation, and just I was listening to one guy talk about drones, looking for alligators with drones. That's cool.
Yeah, yep. It's interesting. The technology is being used for everything, man. You either find a way to use it for good or it just takes it over, it seems like.
Absolutely. Well, I know y'all have heart and passion for what you're doing and what you represent. I'm excited about learning more about that.
Oh, we'll get you a big dose of that. Don't worry about that.
Deal.
All right, Joe. Thank you so much for taking the time, and we'll catch up soon, brother.
Awesome. Thanks, Frank. Looking forward to it.
All right, likewise, buddy. We'll see you soon.
See you.
Well, that was awesome.
What a sweet guy.
Yeah.
It's those good people like that. You know them as soon as you just see him, hear him interacting with people. Like that's a good person.
Uh-huh.
Like that's a good human being.
And you saw him?
Yeah, me and Stephanie went down there to a concert. It's funny. We didn't even go there for that concert. We were in Cocoa Village having dinner, and somebody gave us a pair of tickets because they couldn't be there. So we walked over there and listened to the show, and I was like, man, this guy, he came on first, and I was like, this dude's a rock star. Like this dude is legit.
Okay.
I'd never heard of him, and then we started doing research about him. I started listening to his songs. I'm like, I'm reaching out to this guy. I'm finding a way to contact him, and I'm getting him to come play EcoFest. I'm like 100%.
Okay.
I'm gonna find a way to get hold of this dude and get him down here. So yeah, I cyber stalked him for a while and figure out how to get hold of him. I'm like, dude, I gotta find a way to make the blue check mark work for me. You know what I mean? Like I gotta get a hold of this dude and get. So I found his email address, sent him an email. I'm like, dude, we wanna book you. I heard you play in Cocoa Village. You're amazing. Like let's get you down here and get this worked out. And he hooked us up with a great price, and like it was an easy win. Like that's how you draw people to a venue. You bring rock stars along with having a bunch of great people that are invested in great causes. Him and Molly are going to bring an army, I think.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so pretty excited about it. But you're gonna get me all emotional. I have to digress before I get there.
Oh, okay.
It's one of my favorite words. You know
I
what I mean?
thought we might make it one episode, but turns out no.
Well, actually, when you weren't here, we did. It's just
Is
you.
it me?
It's you.
It's
you're
me.
You're the
I
one.
didn't digress.
No, you did not.
Digress.
No, you did not.
You let me down, Frank.
You did not.
Did I talk about nickel scoots
No, you didn't do that either.
or osteoderms
It's
or anything?
just because Cindy's here that you're just goofy.
Well,
I have that effect.
You're silly. Yes.
I think
So-
that's a compliment, Cindy. I'm not sure.
It is.
I
I'm
don't-
taking it as
yeah,
one.
It should be. All right, let's wrap this thing up. All right, y'all.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning to the EEARSS podcast produced by Terrier TV here at Titusville High School. If you'd like to learn more about EEARSS, go over to EEARSS.org or .com or AlligatorRobb.com. Robb has two B's, is my last name, not my first name. It's, I guess I do have two first names, I guess, technically speaking. If you want to learn more about EcoFest, which Mr. Joe Lasher is playing at, you can go over to EEARSS.org also and go over to the tab that says EcoFest. And there's a whole bunch of his songs on there, a whole bunch of Molly's songs he'll be playing also. We have a couple other cool people that are opening up for him. That's some cool stuff coming up too. But check it out. Get registered if you want to be a vendor. Come enjoy the event. It's free. It's a free event with a couple of rock stars and a whole bunch of other rock stars and a bunch of amazing organizations. You want to be there. You want to be part of it. And we hope to see you there. Thank you all for tuning in. We will catch you all next week. Bye-bye.